Alright guys, welcome to another video. Hopefully this one won't be plagued by the same echoing issues that my last video had. Sorry about that. So, this time around I wanted to showcase one of my own projects called Tourmaline, which is a Telegram bot library. Now, if you don't know what Telegram is, or you don't know what a Telegram bot is, this video may or may not be for you. But Telegram is a messaging app. It's not at all similar to any other messaging app that I really know of. It's end-to-end encrypted, or at least has the ability to be with secret chats. But at the same time, it also has groups like WhatsApp, which can support up to thousands of people. Really good place for programming groups. And they have a bot API. And this bot API is capable of doing quite a bit. While at the same time, they put in a lot of restrictions to make it harder for people to spam with said bots, which is really nice. You never really end up with spam from an actual Telegram bot. Mostly you end up with, if you end up with spam at all, it's from a user bot, which I will get into in probably a different video if I decide to showcase one of the client API libraries. And that's something to know from the beginning. Telegram does have two APIs. They have this bot API, and then they also have their client API, which you can use TDlib, you can use libraries, Python libraries like Telethon and Pyrogram. I'm working on a library for Crystal, but that still has a long way to go. There's a JavaScript one called Gram.js. Anyway, getting a little ahead of myself there though. So we're going to focus on writing a simple Telegram bot using Tourmaline. In this video, I'm just going to write a bare bones basic Echo bot, which you can actually find the code for, or very similar code for, in the examples folder here under Echo bot. But I figured it would be nice to have a video out showcasing a lot of people learn better with videos. I also have a wiki here, which goes over a lot of things. But without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need, Tourmaline is built with Crystal, which means you're going to need Crystal. So if you don't have it already, go ahead, jump on over to crystallang.org/install. Pick your operating system from the group here. If you are on Windows, choose Windows Subsystem for Linux. Make sure you have that enabled. Personally, I am on Arch, so you can click on Arch, and you can install Pacman directly, or Crystal directly from Pacman. You can also install it using a version manager like ASDF or CRENV. But yeah, so that is that. I already have Crystal installed, so I'm not going to do that. I might go over doing that in another video. So, go ahead and once you have Crystal installed, open up your terminal. You should be able to type in Crystal version and get a version. You can see I'm currently running on 0.33, LLVM 8.0.0. As long as your version 3.3, this should work out just fine. If you're a higher version, things may have changed since, but doubtful. I'm trying to finalize the Tourmaline API a little bit, but I'm going to wait for a V1 until Crystal has a V1. So with that said, go ahead and initialize a new app, and we're going to call this EchoBot. And cd into the EchoBot directory. Now, if you ls, you should have those files in here. I'm going to open this directory in Vim. And here we are. So, let's go on over to the source directory, and you should see your EchoBot in there. We're going to open up our shard.yaml file, and right here below targets, we're going to add dependencies. And for some reason it likes to indent that, even though it doesn't need to be indented. And our dependency is going to be Tourmaline. We're getting it from GitHub. And right now I'm just going to use master branch because I know it's stable. And this project is not going to be a long-running thing. Generally, you'd want to tag a version number or a hash. You can see I do have 11 releases out. Most recent was 0.13. So I could put 0.13, but I'm just going to do master for now. Now, if I do shards install, going to pull in our dependencies. And now let's open up our EchoBot. Now we're going to go ahead and get rid of everything that comes in there and require Tourmaline. Okay, so if you're with me up to this point, good job. If you're new to Crystal, requires or how we do imports, it requires from this lib directory. You can see we have Tourmaline, Halite, and Strange. These are its dependencies. So we're going to require Tourmaline, and then we're going to create a new class. In this case, we're going to do class EchoBot, and it's going to extend Tourmaline client. Now with this all by itself, you technically have a bot. But it's not going to do anything. So let's go ahead and add a command. Telegram bots revolve around commands. You can't really do much without a command. I mean, unless you can have commands, you can have like inline queries, which I'm not going to get into. You can have the bot just like randomly do stuff, like send messages to a channel or something. But in most cases, you'll find the bots have commands. So we're going to use the command annotation here. And our command is going to be called echo. And annotations, in this case, go over methods, so we're going to create a new method. The name of the method isn't important. And Tourmaline commands take a single parameter, a context. This context variable is of the type... Let me actually pull it up for you here. README. So there's a lot of different contexts, but in our case, we're worried about the command context. And the command context takes in a couple methods, or a couple, it has a couple things. So it has an update, a message, well, a client, an update, a message, a command, and the command text. And it actually has forwarders that will forward any not found methods to certain things in here, but we'll see how that works in a second here. You can see I defined method missing here. Yeah. It can be annoying and verbose to have to type ctx.message.method every time, so it also forwards methods to message, update, and client in that order. And then command and text are just strings, and you can just access them. So let's go ahead and create an echo command, which will actually be extremely simple. So the text contains the text for the command, whereas the command contains the actual command itself without the rest of the text. So all we have to do is say ctx.reply ctx.message or text, and that's literally it. Now down here we can say bot equals echo bot.new. We're going to pass in an API key via an environment variable. So API key and bot.pull. So that is basically as minimal as a bot can get in Tourmaline. A total of 11 lines of code, not counting spaces. 9 if you 11 counting spaces, 9 if you don't. So that's extremely small, not very verbose. I've tried to keep verbosity down as much as I can. So let's head back to the terminal and run this thing. Before we do, we're going to need to create a new bot in BotFather on Telegram. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so here we are in Telegram, talking to BotFather. Make sure to go here. You can't create a bot without doing this, so go ahead and send the command new bot. Choose a name. This name doesn't have to be unique, so we're just going to call it EchoBot. Now you have to choose a username, and this does have to be unique. So we're going to call it Watson EchoBot, because why not? I'm sure that that's not taken. And there you go. And it's going to give you an API key. So we're going to copy this. Make sure that that's actually copied. Okay. So we're going to copy that API key and head back over here. Make sure this is saved. Close this. And we're going to do crystal build source EchoBot. And we can compile it into release mode if we want. I'm not going to do that. And this should build pretty fast. It's a very small amount of code. Yeah, 8 seconds. It's not terrible. Now, if you look in the current directory, you should have an EchoBot. So we're going to set an API key. And run it. And you can see it's running and it's polling for updates. So now, if we go back here and we go on over and visit our bot, there it goes. And it's as simple as that. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. I'll be sure to do more in the future, but that's really how simple it can be to build a bot utilizing Tourmaline and Crystal. And the awesome thing about this is that this bot is now portable. I compiled it to a binary. It should be able to run on any system that has the requisite C libraries, and it should just work. So this is how I built a couple bots, and I'm hosting them on my server, and all I had to do is put the binary on my server and run it, and it just works. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you appreciated this video, and if you want me to do more.